Welcome to DonaldWa.com product review. It's another fantastic, amazing day for music. We're here in the home studio. We're recording Multitrack on the software Studio One 4.6. I'm going to show you my process and how I get a good sound in a basement. Oh yeah, get a really nice sound for your drums in whichever room you put it. The mic placement. Of course, you have to tune your instrument correctly. Well, technique, you know what I mean. But and also I'll go through a bit of my EQ and compression settings, but not too much because that's kind of boring. So let's take a look. All right, let's do a quick rundown of our drum settings. So what drums we're using and the mic placement, and let's see. Okay, we're going to take a quick little tour around the drums to see exactly what type of microphone are being used. On the bass drum, I'm using a Beta 52. On the hi-hat, I'm using a PG 81. On the toms, I'm using PG 56. On my auxiliary snare, I'm using a SM 57. On my floor tom 4, I'm using a PG 52. I'm also using the Cooper Grooves drumsticks. Very nice, very cool. On my snare, I'm using a SM 57 as well. The drum set is a Yamaha Touring Custom, combination of Zildjian cymbals and Wuhan cymbals, especially for the splash and also for the China. Okay, so let's take a look at our EQ and compression settings inside of Studio One. On my drum bus, it's really simple. I just put the FET compressor, which is like a 1176 clone. I'm using a 4:1 ratio for compression, so not a heck of a lot of compression. And I'll let you hear the drums solo. So if you notice, the VU meter is not really moving that much. So I'm not really compressing the drums very heavily, especially for this particular song. I kind of want a more clear, punchy sound. So I'm just grabbing those top transient. And the way in which I'm playing the drum in any case is pretty stable, pretty straightforward. So a lot of compression isn't necessarily needed. These are my settings for the bass drum. I'm cutting, say, 15 pretty aggressively at, I'd say, 500 hertz. And I'm boosting in my mid frequencies at, say, 2K. And I'm boosting a lot as well. But if you take a listen at that bass drum, I want kind of a click sound, a really punchy sound. Let's look at the snare. And if you notice, I'm not using any gates on the snare or the bass drum. I'm pretty much just using EQ to isolate the frequency the best I can. Honestly, I find gating, especially in this style, you take away from some of the energy and feel. So I don't gate for this particular style of music. The hi-hat, I'm scooping out pretty much all of those low end and low mids to really isolate just the hi-hat. So in a way, it's kind of like EQ version of gating here. The secondary snare is very similar. My tom. The toms, I'm eventually probably gonna gate them a little bit to get out that boomy sound. If you notice in the background, if I should turn all the toms on, you'll hear a lot of boom going on. That sound. That's normal. That's natural. That's how the drums work acoustically. But if you really want a certain sound, if you want it really kind of sterile and clean, you may want to gate that sound. Anyway, this is the overall sound of the drums in the mix. So thanks so much for watching, and please go ahead, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like on Facebook, or follow on the web at donaldwa.com.